Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery with a, what do I have? I have a 10 by 20 inch canvas. I've got some bamboo skewers, some clear duct tape, and I cut some pieces of acetate with a little ferrule and taped them on. And then I discovered that if I dip a tool into the Amsterdam black with my recipes below the video, that I can create a swipe. And I want to use these tools. Come heck or high water, I'm going to try and use them. But in the meantime, I want to do some scapes. And so what I'm thinking is I'm going to give myself some silver up around the edges of my sky. So I don't have to think about it too much when I want to push some paint over. So I'm just going to go. Because the chances are pretty good I might have some canvas showing through, but I pretty much almost always have some canvas showing on the edges of any scape painting that has a sky that I use a spatula on. So I'm not really all that sure I want to use a spatula on my sky, but I might anyway. I'm going to do a gray day at the beach, I think. Use a couple silvers. I throw a little bit of Prussian blue in. I might throw a little more of that right up here. I want something to catch it so it doesn't stain the canvas. I think that's probably a pipe dream. Looks like I'm definitely using the spatula. It'd be nice if one of these times I'd allow myself the pleasure of using too much paint. Wow, that's a perfect example. This is the dioxazine purple, and that's the dioxazine purple with iridescent pearl fine from Golden in it. I see that thing that does not belong. Is it a bubble? No, it's a bubble. All right, so let's give this a shot. I want to tip it first. Let it run a little bit. I also want to bring it right over to the edge with as light a touch as I can, because that way maybe I'll get to accumulate some paint along the edges. If I back push my spatula along the edge, that helps too. Definitely intend on mixing things up a little bit. Maybe I should have put a little more paint in the center there. But it seemed like I had enough. Got to keep your spatulas clean or you have little dried pieces of paint that will drag little marks into your spatula sky or whatever have you. So if I knock my spatula off with the nice purples and the dark blues across the top, I see that stuff. It's got to go. Something right down the side. I still got enough on my blade. I don't want that straight on. I've just decided. I'm big into twilight, as you can see. I'm trying to get as many of the spare marks out of the sky as I can. I think I'm going to have to use a scrape dish this time, which is just a great place to clean the blade of my spatula off before I wipe it off. So I make sure I have nothing on there. And of course there's immediately something on there that came off when I cleaned the spatula. A little tiny filament that I can see, you bugger. Maybe a different spatula. You know what? I like that. So I'm good with that. And I'm just going to use whatever paint Oh, I like that gray a lot. Now I'm intending on doing dunes, but I was definitely thinking about putting a background down. And I think at this point I'm going to just use my purple. Just something to cover the canvas a little bit at least. Maybe help other paint flow. Does not matter what it looks like. The choppier and more abstract the better. Matter of fact, let's throw a little bit of Prussian blue in there because that's not going to hurt anything either. Before I get on with my next plan. I do want to wipe some of that off along the edges. I might even want some along the edges. And I have some paint up further that's very usable for exactly that. Because the chances are something's going to drip over and that'll be fine. So, I like this gray up here so much that I'm inclined to go ahead and use it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal a little bit of color from down here. Just go right up there and use it. And hopefully I can do the same thing down below. I don't use silver very often, but I intend on using it more often. I wanted this to be an ocean scene, but for that I think I really need an ocean color. But maybe if the sky is gray, the ocean is gray also. Or maybe it's just mountains. Just pouncing my spatula and making some interesting marks. And I see things that look like trees along the horizon already. That's kind of pretty right the way it is. So bear it in mind as you're going along. If you like what you've got, there's nothing to keep you from taking what you've got. So I'm just going to continue on my merry way. And my intention was to make some random marks that I'm going to swipe through. And that might include some Anita's White Metallic. That was a Decor Americana 24 karat gold with orange in it. That was a Decor 24 karat gold. This is a Golden Hour Arteza pearl or metallic. Just for good measure, I'm going to stick some Prussian blue in there. I don't know how any of this is going to work. I'm inclined to just use my spatula, honestly, and I want some green. I kept trying to resist it, but I'm going to put a little bit in there. Not a lot. So we're just going to play with my tool for right now. Are we? No, we're going to start with something else entirely. And I'm going to put some of this Amsterdam black that has pre-stained wood conditioner from Minwax in it. And I'm going to clean off my card on the bottom of the canvas that doesn't have any paint on it at all yet. And maybe even rub my finger through it so that it gets better coverage. And that has a double purpose, because clean my card off. Just sort of putting in random lines to indicate land formations and maybe add some dimension if I'm lucky. I'm concerned about this up here. I think I'm going to go to the bottom and steal some paint though, before going back up there. The whole purpose of this scape was for me to get layers. I keep wanting to get layers and I keep not getting layers. I get nice cells, but I'm not really getting the desired effect. The silver eats the black, so use more. I am getting my layers though. I'm happy about that. I'm going to have to wipe off my card, I think. It does look like it recedes, which is pretty cool. And I want to put some trees along the... You know what? I'm just going to put some of this right in here. And throw a little bit more Anita's white metallic in there also. And maybe... What else? Maybe a little more copper. I didn't really put a lot of copper in. And I really want more black still. I'm going to beware the silver. I like the purple showing through in the background too. That worked out well. I'm going to take my residuals, now that I'm remembering, put them right over the edge, so they sort of have an opportunity to pretend that they match. And they will. It's sort of like camo. I want some trees. I want to wipe off my card so the silver stops eating the black. It still works, but I don't see an awful lot of cells in the silver anyway. And I want to move that over, and I am almost done except for the fact that I'm still planning on trees. So there's just about enough paint, or that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And you could add a little more, and I think I will. Just to get rid of the black matte canvas. And what else do I want to do? I never did use my tool. Oh wow. There's a big surprise. Let's do it anyway. I just really wanted to see if it would make some more organic shapes and sell out. And I see the more organic shapes, but I don't really see the cells yet. But this wasn't a fair trial either. I like that blue along the back. But I'm going to utilize it with a little bit of Prussian blue. I'm going to grab a skewer, mix it up. And I really want some trees. I don't know if it's a good idea to try and use the black that I've got for those, because I really don't want cells. So I'm going to just give myself a little bit of the Meeden black, which also sells. Looks kind of like I grabbed a skewer with a split tip. I think I like the purple better back there, to tell you the truth. Looks a lot too snowy to me. I did like the silver, but I sort of changed my mind. So let's find my... Just dipping and pulling. Originally I intended on putting some like reeds or something up from in front of everything else, but I can't actually bring myself to do it anymore. I've got 2 minutes left to tell you guys I do sell my artwork, and if you're looking for a link, it's underneath the link tree, underneath the video. I'm going to use my palette knife, am I? Hopefully my head isn't completely obscuring your vision. So I go up and down, and then if I want to imitate branches, I'm just pulling sideways ever so slightly. And this one is what it is for right now, although I definitely want some more trees over there. I love you guys. I want you to take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. I'm not sure if that silver horizon is going to get a line of demarcation or not. I kind of think it will. But I'm not sure what tool to use. I'm going to put a little bit of paint on my palette knife along the edge. And show you guys, before you're gone, what I've got. The pretty blue sky. Tell you guys to check out my playlist with over 1,900 videos on all playlists, creative playlists, or ask me for a link by topic and genre also. Look for the exhibition video on the end screen of every video, and it will show you what the prizes are for a monthly drawing if you happen to be a contributor to help keep the studio rolling through PayPal or Patreon. You can find the icons on the bottom right hand corner of the channel banner, or on my link tree where you can shop for Amazon stuff at no added cost to you. And my 2 books are there. Let's see what else. My email address is below the link tree. Should you be interested in purchasing an artwork, that's the best way you can possibly support the studio. And it is also a way to contact me if you're interested in a class at the house in Spring Hill, Florida also. I should try zoom in. I don't know if I can do I can't do a good job of that. I'm sorry. My camera mount is still broken and I need to replace it. If you have questions, please ask me. Know that I love you. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. I think you're going to be gone in a heartbeat. Check the link tree for all kinds of awesome links. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links, Facebook groups, and the like. Please give me a thumbs up and share my videos. Watching them the longer is the most important thing you can possibly do. Compared to everything. My paint pouring recipe is below the video. Open show more, click show more, and you'll find all kinds of information that's useful. I will see you guys anon. Maybe if I turn this sideways I can zoom in. You might have to turn whatever you're looking at sideways for a second until it turns back. Alright, bye for now. Priscilla out.